Hi, I'm Tom, the CNA Ninja. Today, I'd like to talk to you guys about your coworker, like who you're working with, or your nurse. So normally, it's going to be a team. You're going to have a team. It's going to be you, someone else, maybe, and a nurse. Maybe it's three or four you CNAs, depending on your section. It's just real important that you guys start off. No one has to be your friend. I mean, you're not. I always tell everybody that I'm not there to make friends. I'm there to take care of patients. And if we happen to get along, that's even a bonus. And I mean, I try to get along with everybody. Um, it's not going to happen though. I mean, it's reality that you're not going to get along with someone's not going to get along with you, and so be it. But just when something happens, or if you guys have a misunderstanding, just always try to talk about it, because if you don't, it just, try to be adults about it and talk about whatever the issue is, or it may be something small that they think that maybe you're not helping them, and maybe you're overwhelmed, and just be honest with them and tell them, you know what, I'm really busy and I'm kind of new, or I'm kind of getting used to it, and I'll try to help you more, and if you work as a team, you'll see that things will be easier. So if you help them, they'll help you most of the time, but it does work out that way. And always, what I try to do is, hey, do you need help with anything? And sometimes people don't like help, but that's okay. You know, um, Sometimes whether they need help or want help or not, they need it, and that's when I just go help them. Like maybe it's a very big person, or maybe the person's got, a broken hip, maybe a broken hip, broken arm, another broken leg. I mean, I've had it where the only thing they got is one good arm, and what do you do? Well, you ask them always, hey, which way can you turn best? Always ask them, because sometimes I think, they got this leg like that, they're probably going to be able to turn this way against it. And I'll be like, hey, which way you want to turn? Oh, turn. And it's the opposite. So make sure that you ask them, like, hey, which one do they may have two broken legs, but still one way or the other is going to be better for them. And what you want to try to do then, if they want to turn, uh, you know, to the left, and when you're behind them and you're turning them, pull them to the middle of the bed before you start turning them. That way, when they do turn a little bit like that halfway, they're not going to roll off the bed. So, I mean, and if you can't do it, then get help. You want to be able to push them, pull them like this, and then they're going to turn over more. When you pull it, the draw sheet underneath them, they always should have a draw sheet, maybe a chuck, depending on if they're incontinent, then you want to make sure you put a regular chuck and then a paper chuck. Depending on what you guys use, maybe you're only accessible to paper chucks, and then you put paper chucks. And if you have a regular chuck and a paper chuck, I do that. That way, it won't go through, and you don't have to change it as much unless they're real heavy wetter. Then sometimes you have to change everything. And if you do, then when you pull them like this and they roll over halfway, that's when you start tucking all the wet stuff. If you can pull it out, so be it. But most of the time, you can just tuck everything. First, tuck the chucks, then get the cloth, roll it like a burrito, and then stuff it. And what I do too a lot of times is, when you're stuffed with one hand, you lean them over and you stuff it with your right. Then the other one, you do it again on the shoulder and stuff it. And the more you stuff it, the less the patient's going to have to roll this way on their bad side, the side that they don't want to roll on. So you want to make sure that when they roll that way, the side that they're good on, stuff everything as much as you can get it in there. And then once you stuff it, then you get the two good chucks, the paper chucks, and put it in underneath them, right behind, right, same way. Get them, stuff it, same way, shoulder, stuff it, and then get the new clock chuck, roll it up, whoop, whoop, stuff it underneath the paper chucks, and stuff that as far as you can get it. Remember, when they roll back, you don't want to have to roll them again. So when you stuff the cloth chuck, make sure you from the end it's going to be sticking out. Get it and just stick it more to about where it should be. You want about half on this side. So just look at it and say, okay, when she rolls over, she's going to be on half of it. So you don't have to stuff it all. Just make sure that you stuff most of it, and then you get the chuck down to about where it's halfway. That way, then you go around to the other. Oh, don't forget the brief. If she's wearing a brief, then put the brief on top of the paper chucks. Now you open the tabs, open it all the way up, roll it on the roll. Don't roll it towards you. Roll it underneath. That way, when you stuff it, the tabs, don't go. You don't know where they're at, and you stuff it like again, same thing, underneath. Stuff that as far as it'll go. Now you're gonna have the brief, you're gonna have the paper chuck, and then you're gonna have the cloth chuck. And for some reason you need to change the sheet, then same thing. You're gonna have the sheet underneath. And if you have to do that, same thing. Roll the dirty sheet down, boom, and you're gonna do a whole complete bed change. So then you're gonna roll the sheet underneath. Then you're gonna have the chuck. Then you're gonna have the paper chuck. Then you're gonna have the brief. And then don't forget the cream. You put cream on. Put some cream on there, on him or her, the patient, and then make sure everything's stuffed, looks nice. Pull back, have them roll back. Roll to the other side, and you're gonna see that since you stuffed that very good, and if you didn't, you're gonna have a hard time. But if you did, they're just gonna have to go over a little bit like that. You're gonna see your thing and start pulling everything out. Once you pull some of that stuff out, you're gonna pull all that dirty stuff out and put it in your bag. Always have your trash right there next to you, so you can just drop it in there. You don't want to be looking for remember, get all your supplies ready. Get your garbage can, get your bags, get your cream, get everything that you're going to need right there next to you. So your patient's rolled over, so you want to do this as quick as possible. No rush, but do it quick. And of course, once you pull all that stuff out, make sure the cream's on this side, and then have them roll back. Once you pull the stuff out, have them roll back, and then now everything, and pull the brief up, pull everything back, everything's changed, everything's good. Get your teammate, and pull the patient up. They're ready to go. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, therapy, visitor, whatever it may be, they're ready to go. So much. That's why I say that, maybe the patient you can't pull them up by yourself. Now, you did everything, but now you need help to pull them up. That's when you go get your teammate or nurse to help pull them up. And that way, you only used them a little bit, because you could do mostly everything else by yourself. And that's what you want. You try to do as much of the work by yourself, but when you need help, ask. Ask nicely, hey, you think you could give me a hand with this patient? It's a little big for me or whatever. And I'll help anybody. If you ask nicely, I'll help you. I don't, I'm there for the patient anyways. I feel like I'm helping you. Yes, I am, but I'm helping the patient. So if everybody keeps their attitude like that, and we can help each other, and if you help each other, you'll see that your day is going to go by quick. You're at the end of the day, you're going to be giving like, oh man, we had a good day, high five, instead of just being all grouchy, everybody's mad or whatever, and everybody's goes through something. So, you never know. Someone might have one bad day, but don't hold it to them. Just say thank you, Jesus, for letting them come in today. But they may be going through something. They'll be all right the next day or two. So just give them a break. And everybody will give you a break. And we're in this job together to make it easier for everybody. From the family member to the patient to the nurse to the doctor. Doctor, they just come in, but yeah, the doctor and the CNA and your coworker. A good, happy coworker, make sure they go by quick too. So just make sure that you guys are respectful to each other. Thank you. You're welcome. With heavy patients, just offer help. If you offer help, you'll see other people will offer. You'll be known as a helper, a good helper, and believe me, it gets around, and people will be willing to help you. It'll be like, hey, I'll help you do this if you can help me come and do this. Oh, sure, okay. And now you just got rid of one of your patients, your chores, and you're going to go help them. And believe me, word gets around. You get a raise, for that, for doing exceptional work. And one of them is getting along with your coworker, and just the easier it is that you guys get along, the easier your day becomes and your weeks become. And coworkers can be a real good asset. I mean, they're real. You can have good friends, but like I said, you know, you're not there to make friends. You're there to take care of patients. And if you happen to make a friend, that's a bonus. Thank you, Jesus, that you made a friend. At work. And just love one another. Make sure that you guys communicate. If you got to go make a phone call and step off, just let your teammate know, hey, I'm gonna go out back real quick for 5 minutes. I'll be right back. So be it. As long as your lights are good, go take you a 5 minute break or 15-minute break. Uh, you know, and try not to take your breaks, of course, when you're busy. You want to take a break like after your morning rush or something. Then as soon as you get caught up, then just take your 15-minute, take your 10-minute break. And then when you get back, just let your coworker know, hey, I'm back. You can take yours whenever you like. Don't really hold it because everybody likes to take their break at a different time. So, don't hold it to them that they got to take it right when you get back. People want to take it, I always, just a rule of thumb, I take mine before 11 in the morning, and then I take mine before, I do 12-hour shifts. So we get two breaks and then a lunch half hour. So, take your breaks. Make sure you take your breaks because that break is important, man. You need it. You need that break to give you a little more jump start, to, uh, sit down, cool your mind, your soul, just, it can be challenging because you're taking care of sick people that need a lot and they drain you because they feed off of you, and you'll get drained. And just go take a break, take your coffee and just get on your phone for a minute if you have to. If you don't, good. But take a break and just go sit down for a little bit and take it easy, and always take your break and try to you know always be hydrated because that's important. When you're not hydrated and when you're not, good and you're with your hydration and everything, then it can mess up a lot of things, especially fatigue and depending if you're diabetic or depending on your overall health. Everybody needs water. And that's what I got in here is water. I had to try to drink more water, so every chance I get, I drink water, and I still don't drink enough. So I know you're not drinking enough. So water is important. Just water, water, water. And again, that's important because it's important for your patient too. So if you're preaching it to your patient, make sure that you're preaching it to yourself too and your coworker. Hey, drink some water, because sometimes when it's hot and humid or whatever, man, you be sweating a lot and you're not drinking no water or nothing. And I know I catch myself just, I'll drink a big old pitcher of coffee and before I drink water, and then or orange juice or whatever. So just make sure you stay hydrated and make sure when you go to break, just communication with your coworker is key to having a good day. Just and communicate with your nurse. Hey, I'm gonna go take a break. I'll be right back. My patients are good. I let what's her name know she's good, or I let so and so know, and when you communicate, you'll see everything will click. It'll click, and everybody has a better day. Everything communicating with everybody. If you see her light on or their light on, answer it. Unless you're busy, but if you're not, answer it. If they want to get changed, they want to get changed. We're here to help each other. And like when someone says, "Oh, these patients are mine," I say, "No, they're all mine." But I get it. Everyone in the building's patient is mine. If I'm going to break and I see someone that needs something, I'll help them no matter where they're at. In the wheelchair, in the elevator, lost. Just direct them in the right place or walk them back or let them know that you care and you've got your eye on them, so they can feel safe. I would just say, hey, I got my eye on you. I'm watching you. Don't worry, buddy. And they'll appreciate that, man. It goes a long way to let them know that you care, and that you're watching them. I'll see my patient on the second floor. I know they're at their not therapy, but I know their activities, and I'll be like, "What are you doing up here?" And they'll be like, "Oh, watching a movie." Oh, really? And just I'm like, "Oh, okay, it's good. What are you watching?" And especially if they're having a little trouble with their memory, try to help them out. But I would ask them, "What are you watching? Is it a good movie?" Yeah, good. And then later on I'll ask them, "Was that a good movie?" Yeah, what was it? I don't remember. That's all right. I think you're watching this. I don't remember neither. But anyways, just always communicate with your nurse, with your CNA, and activities, therapy, whoever it may be, just communicate with them. And with that being said, I'd appreciate it if you like this video, subscribe, and please, please, please comment on there. Let me know what you guys think or what you guys would like to see or what you guys like me to speak on. Um, so just with that being said, thank you so much, you guys, and I love you. And with that being said, have a great day and see you later.